All right, first of all, you're coming back home. What is that like?
For me, it's a great experience to see my family. You know, they all get to come see me, watch me play live in person. Talking to Coach Underwood, talking to Coach Alexander prior to coming. I could tell how much they really wanted me, even though after 2 years recruiting me, I went to a different program. But it's nice to get back home, see the fan base, how much love they're showing me already. It's been a very surreal feeling.
When you knew that you wanted to transfer from Arizona, what was top of mind for you? Because I know there are a lot of schools that were recruiting you. What was the top of mind for you?
Honestly, I was just very open to any schools that kind of felt like they wanted me. Illinois was definitely a program that was top of my list. And like I said, though, immediately when I hit the portal, Coach Underwood and Coach Alexander were right on top of it from the jump. And to me, it was kind of crazy to see how much love they still have for me. And then after I talked to them, a couple phone calls, I just knew that was the program for me.
Was that unexpected? Did you think you would necessarily hear from them after you denied them a couple years ago?
Honestly, watching them in the Elite Eight, I was like, man, hopefully they still want me. And literally, the moment I answered that portal, Coach Alexander was on a phone call. So I was like, yeah, it was kind of crazy for me. Definitely didn't expect it, but I really appreciated it from them.
Tell me about your memories of Illinois basketball growing up. Did you go to games?
Yeah, of course. Me and my dad were big fans growing up. When Malcolm Hill was there, that was kind of our thing. It was kind of funny. I met Malcolm Hill actually in the Cactus Grill in a local food shop on the campus. For me, though, it was very cool to see how Coach Underwood has brought the program to a different level since he's been there. Growing up, you know, we were up and down with our season, but ever since Coach Underwood came, now he's made the program one of the top of the nation.
Well, that's the thing, too, because Illinois basketball has such a great history, but that was before, you were just watching highlights of some of those guys, right?
That was my dad's era. Like, you know, I was a little too young for that era.
Got it. So what do you think that you can bring to this edition of Illinois basketball?
It's kind of funny saying now, but, you know, kind of coming as a junior, as a vet for this team, 2 years with a very elite program, multiple March Madness teams that I've been on. Leadership, that's kind of my thing. As a defender, I've kind of accepted that role and personality in my game. And then my just ability, I feel like, to tell my teammates be better.
Have you, and I was reading some articles on it, have you tried to change your diet? Are there things that you're trying to do, you know, off the court to help you on the court right now?
For sure. When I came in to University of Illinois, my first kind of week on campus, Coach Fletch immediately could tell what I needed to cut out of my diet. He made me stop eating carbs and sugar. Ever since then, I've lost like 20 pounds since I've been there.
Wow.
So yeah, the whole diet change, we call it the Fletch diet. You know, he knows what he's talking about. He can get your body right for sure.
What did he say to you? Did he just look at you, or did he see what you were eating, or what?
It's funny. It's just like he can just tell your body, and he just knows what you need to do to change how you need to look, what will make you feel better on the court. And ever since I, cut out the carbs and sugar for him, my body has been an exceptional change for sure.
What food specifically can you no longer have?
Now, since I've lost the 20 pounds, I'm back on. He's introduced carbs and a little bit of sugar, but
it's like a treat for doing well.
Yeah, everything in moderation is the biggest thing.
Got it. All right, so your game, what do you feel like are the strengths of your game, and what are you still trying to work on?
Defense is, I feel like, one of the top things for me. Like I said, I've set that role. Shooting over the course of my career, I feel like has been a top-notch thing for me as well. But for us, working on the gym, it's kind of getting downhill. In Illinois basketball, the paint's more open than I feel like it would be in Arizona. So a lot of decision-making in the paint will be more required for me for sure.
What do you want from Illinois basketball? And not necessarily that you didn't get from Arizona, but just like what are your desires in coming back
Honestly,
home?
just being more disciplined within myself. I feel like Coach Underwood, that's very, very much needed if you're going to play for him. He's the everyday guy type of thing. That's his slogan. And you can tell that from the jump, from the first day of practice. Just honestly, for me, having more discipline for myself is probably my biggest thing.
And so in some of the conversations with Coach Underwood, you're basically like, coach me hard?
Yeah,
is that
for sure.
Your mindset?
I know what I was coming into, and he told me from the jump, I'm going to need you to be a certain type of player for this team, and I need you to be able to accept my coaching. And I have no problem with how he coaches us for sure.
Yeah. What about Big Ten basketball? When I say that, what comes to mind for you?
Honestly, just grittiness and toughness. I feel like that's kind of a part of who I am as a person, as a player, and I don't see a really big change from the Pac-12 to the Big 12 for me personally.
How about some of your new teammates here? How have you gotten to know them? How has that gone so far?
It's been going really well. Actually, Ty Rogers, who's with us right now, or with me for the Big Ten Media Day, he's been a great help for me. Getting adjusted on campus, everybody on the team. We only have a few returners, but we're all kind of new. We have a very young new team. I feel like we all click very well, kind of surprising for how freshmen usually can be on campus and stuff, kind of distant sometimes. I feel like we've kind of made everybody accept that we all have one goal in mind, a national championship, and we've kind of just clicked with one another.
You're in an interesting spot here, too, because there are a lot of coaches and players who are trying to figure out, okay, these new teams coming in from the West Coast. You're very familiar with them already. What kind of insights do you think you can give or share on what the rest of the Big Ten is about to face?
Honestly, for us, the new young team type of thing can be perceived as a certain type of way. We have a lot of talent. We're trying to work on, our competitiveness and practice each and every day and get better. But for us, I really think that how young this team is, we can really do some things to shock.
Yeah. What about USC, UCLA, Oregon, Washington coming in? You've played against. I mean, I know teams are changing quite a bit from year to year, but what experience? How will that help?
I feel like it's very fast-paced teams. Honestly, their type of offense, their type of defense is more, you could say, like an NBA type of persona, but they're just very fast-paced teams, trying to shoot a lot of threes type of thing.
Your favorite parts of Champaign, the area, outside of the games, what are you most excited to get back home to?
Honestly, the food. I know a lot of the owners, a lot of the business people that are out there, they kind of help me out, get around town, but the food I miss in Champaign is for sure.
All right, we got to shout out some of your favorite now. Give them some pub. You want to give some names?
Where's the camera? There's a local Mexican spot. His name is Mais. That used to be me and my dad's spot. It is fire. I love that spot. Growing up, used to eat it all the time.
All right, so go to Mais. Say that.
Go to Mais.
So, I mean, your family has to be like over the moon about you coming back home. What have the conversations been like there, and how much more have you been able to hang out with them and reconnect with them?
The minute I got back to Champaign, they all came to my apartment and told me it's mandatory I come back home to at least their house at least once a week. It's nice to see my grandmother again. It's nice to see my uncles and my aunts. But yeah, I'm a big family person. My family makes sure that I'm going to continue to stay a family man. But yeah, they're just great to see me. It's great to see them again, and they always make sure I come home, come see them at least once a week.
What about the ticket allotment? What are you able to do? Will you have enough for everyone?
A lot of my European teammates are gonna have to cough them up. I'm not gonna lie.
That's awesome.